Who do you think needs this win more, the Dallas Cowboys or the Detroit Lions?
Well, that's a hard question. So the Cowboys have won 3 straight, including beating the Eagles and Chiefs, although maybe the Eagles are pretenders now. I don't know. They have not looked good. They got beat last week. The Lions have lost 3 of their last 5, so are they really a competitive team now? Will St. Brown play? He had an ankle injury. It's questionable. Campbell now 0 for 7 his last 4th down tries. Lions won this game last year 47-9, but they're a very different team now than they were then. Can the Cowboys stop the Lions' running game? I think that's key. The Cowboys have had their running defense has been a sieve, but it's improved now since Jerry Jones went out and made those trades and Overshawn came back. Goff having a good year now, 70% completion percentage, 3,025 yards, 25 TDs, only 5 interceptions, 110.2 passer rating. Gibbs has over 1,000 yards, 175 rushes and 10 TDs. Dak Prescott almost 70% completion percentage too, 3,261 yards, 25 TDs, 8 interceptions, 102.4 passer rating. And Pickens, I think he's taken over as the number 1 receiver for the Cowboys, 73 receptions, 1,142 yards, and 8 touchdowns. Who needs this game more? I would say the Cowboys need it more because their record is not as good as the Lions. But I don't know about the Lions. I think that they're playing at home. They generally play well at home, but they've lost 3 of their last 5. The Cowboys are on a roll. They have a lot more confidence now, having beat the Chiefs. My recommendation to Dan Gamble is to stop gambling quite so much. When there's an easy field goal to kick, you should kick it. And I think that will help your cause a lot. I'm afraid I'm going to have to take the Lions -3.
Ooh, wow. You decided, I don't want to give that away yet. You went with the Cowboys against the Chiefs. And that was crazy at the time. Chiefs were 3.5-point favorites. You got the hook right at the +3.5. Now you're going Lions. That's interesting. All right.
No, you know what? I'm going to change. No. I'm changing. I'll go with the Cowboys.
I don't know why I opened my mouth about that.
I want the Cowboys.
I don't know why I opened my mouth. No,
I'm taking the Cowboys. I'm so torn on this one, but I'd
like
to
see
the Cowboys win this game.
It's only Tuesday.
I like Dan Campbell a lot, so
we'll give you to Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't need to make a prediction right now. No, this is going to be this is why I said they think this is one of the biggest games, because the NFC, we see teams falling. I mean, the Rams just lost to the Panthers. We see teams rising. We look at the Dallas Cowboys after going 3-5-1. Now all of a sudden they've won 3 straight and they look like a serious playoff contender already. They have a lot of work to do, but they are inching their way closer to making the playoffs. For me, though, this is the biggest game on their schedule because they could lose to the Chargers, but this is the most important game. They could beat the Vikings. They could beat the Commanders. They could beat the Giants. This is the biggest game on their schedule, 1,000%. And I think that's going to be very important what they're going to do, because their strategy of the last 3 games, getting everybody back and making those trades after the bye week, after getting obliterated by Jacoby Brissett and the Arizona Cardinals on prime time, looking that bad, something changed, and the trades that they made have carried over, and the health that they got, the health that they obviously brought back with bringing in Logan Wilson and Overshown coming back and all that. Quinnen Williams was massive. The moves they've made have worked out beautifully. I don't know if they've changed something defensively, but something's working. Getting all those guys healthy and back has been a key. This is going to be the most key part of this matchup, and that's the Dallas defense, the run defense, inside versus outside the tackles in the last 3 games. This is the split between the two. They've done a tremendous job at blocking inside the tackles. Outside, it's not terrible, but inside has been absolutely tremendous. The reason why I say this is the key matchup here for the Dallas run defense is because the number 1 key playmaker and really the key of the Lions offense is getting it to Jahmyr Gibbs and having his explosive runs. This past week, Thanksgiving, was the first time the Lions lost this season, rushing for 100+ yards. Their main guy, Jahmyr Gibbs, how does he do inside versus outside? He's an incredibly good inside runner. Look at the yards per carry difference. 7.2 inside the tackles, 4.7 outside. Rush yards over expected, +199 compared to +17. Rush EPA is a plus 13.9 when he runs inside versus a -3. So he's a deficit every time he runs outside the tackles. Rush EPA plus 0.18, inside minus 0.03 when he runs outside. The success percentage is also crazy. 55.7% success percentage when he runs inside compared to 36.5. So Jahmyr Gibbs is an incredible inside the tackle runner. If you're going up against a Dallas defense, let's run it back now to what the Dallas defense has done in the last 3 weeks. All of a sudden, inside run defense, Quinnen Williams blocking the interior of that defensive line. Oh, Demarin Overshown coming around the edge, pressuring the quarterback in run help as well. The Dallas defense has done a great job at securing the interior of that defensive line. So if Jahmyr Gibbs gets slowed in on the interior, what have the Lions done when they've rushed for under 100 yards? They're winless. So for me, I've been the biggest Lions guy since 2022. Go back in the tape. You could watch it. Go back if you don't believe me. If you think I'm a bandwagon, go and watch what I said about the Lions. Even when they were losing record, I picked them against the Green Bay Packers and to shut them out of the playoffs, and I got that right. Picked them week 1 against the Kansas City Chiefs in the upset. I nailed that one. I picked them to go to the Super Bowl. They fell short and lost in the NFC Championship game, but I picked them to beat the 49ers, and they were up by, 17 or 14 at halftime, and they fell apart. So if you want my credentials on that, you can go back and watch the film. In this case, though, I do have to go against the Detroit Lions, and I am picking the Dallas Cowboys to upset the Detroit Lions. And not only is the key matchup the run interior, I'm also looking at just the trends of how these teams are going. The Dallas Cowboys are building massive momentum. We think about their recent wins. We're talking about down 21-0, coming back against the Philadelphia Eagles and winning, shutting them out in the second half, going up against the Kansas City Chiefs. Dak Prescott throws an opening drive interception, which they score right down on. All of a sudden, what happens? You're down. Most teams down and out. Oh, it's the Chiefs. Dak Prescott threw another pick in a big-time game. They don't. They keep up. They keep fighting. They win 31-28. George Pickens, I think I agree with you right now. George Pickens has become the Dallas Cowboys' #1 wide receiver, which then means CeeDee Lamb, some teams may be focusing on George Pickens more than CeeDee Lamb, which opens up the game to CeeDee Lamb more than it does George Pickens. So, and especially in this game with Terry and Arnold being on IR and Amir Robinson getting cooked. We remember last time he was 5'9", going up against a 6'4" Christian Watson, 3 catches for 70+ yards and a touchdown. This is a bad matchup for the Detroit Lions. I understand they haven't lost back-to-back games since 2022. That was my big thing this year, but I cannot deny what's in front of me. The Dallas Cowboys are on the up right now. The Detroit Lions are falling apart. The offense looks weird. The defense is nowhere to be found. I think right now this is going to be a very, very important game for both of these teams, but I'm taking the team that right now is on a hot streak here. I'm staying away from the Detroit Lions this time. This is the first time I'm ever saying no to the Lions.
Yeah, well, you convinced me too. I'm taking the Cowboys as well.
Yeah. Should have kept my mouth shut. We would have been different. I'm trying to gain on you. You're still up on the win-loss by 3.
Yeah. Don't worry. There'll be some games we disagree on, I'm sure.
You look at some of these weeks, I'm not exactly sure.
No, I think that Jerry Jones, I said earlier in the season, the Cowboys are never going to do anything until he's done and he's no longer the GM for the team. But he's made some good moves here, and he didn't give up. And they still have a chance, and this game is key for them. The game is more important for the Cowboys than the Lions.
I would say the offense is fine. The offense is doing an all-right job. It has the 3rd most points per game. The defense has been cooking them. Jared Goff played fine against the Packers. It's just that the defense couldn't stop Christian Watson. You had Robertson going out there getting cooked by Christian Watson. He's 5'9", he's 6'4". Why are you having him one-on-one coverage? Throw some help out there.
Dan Gamble's calls still.
We complain about the 4th downs again.
Yeah, he's 0 for 7 now. He's 0 for 7 in his last 4th down calls when most of those calls they could have kicked the field goal.
Well, again, the Packers won. We had a bad drop by, Jameson Williams? Oh, and also on top of the fact, you might be down amon-ra St. Brown in this game. He hasn't practiced. You're also down Sam Laporta. Amon-ra St. Brown has 40 more targets than the next highest guy. So you're going to make Jared Goff a little bit uncomfortable if Jameson Williams has to be his wide receiver 1, and you're picking up guys off the practice squad to be fill-in tight ends, which you already have had to do this season. So it's a bad spot for the Lions to be in. Are they a bad team? No. They're just a work in progress still. They got to figure out their defense. Their defense is rough. The offense, John Morton or Dan Campbell, whoever's calling plays and designing these plays, they're doing an okay job, but it's not as explosive. It's not as
tough
exciting.
on Dan Campbell because he lost his OC and his DC.
Yeah.
Both went to be head coaches. And look at Ben Johnson, what he's done for the Bears
Exactly.
in their offense, and Caleb Williams. It's really
100%.
quite remarkable.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for watching this clip of the Harvey Hour. If you want to watch the full show, you can by clicking the eye in the top right-hand corner right now. If you want to take the show with you on the go, it is available wherever you get your podcast. We go live here on YouTube every single Tuesday and Friday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you hit that like button, that subscribe button, and the notification bell to get notified whenever we upload a video and whenever we go live.